we can go on to somebody else. Think of all that shit they said about y'all. Come on, all the shit they said about us. It's time for us to get out there and short
What
today.
you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 I got bossed in my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low, rappers turning into rats. Try snitching on themselves, DEA ransack.
21 Florida natives on this Pittsburgh roster. We'll talk more about that as we go along. And we are underway on Friday the 13th from Central Florida. It'll be Robinson taking it at the 5. And a big hole past the 25-yard line. Robinson gets a block. Robinson inside the 40. Keeps his balance. An opening kickoff touchdown by Pittsburgh. Lowell Robinson.
Does a heck of a job here.
He bobbles the kick and barely gets it. And he starts down the right side. Little stiff arm there. Reverses field back to the left side. Gets a couple good blocks, and he's not finished. He's going to take it inside the 40, inside the 30, and gets it inside the 20-yard line.
There's Rodgers for the kick. Into the end zone. Robinson going to bring it out. Third return. Finds a hole. Penalty flag. There's at least one block in the back. Robinson does a nice job right up the Pitt sideline. Penalty's going to bring this. Go. A high short kick. Far side at about the 12 to the 20. A little bit of an alley opening up for Lowell Robinson.
That's it from behind. Ball comes loose. Did Pitt get it?
Yeah,
yes, they did. Holy cow. All three of those tonight. Rivers, no idea what was behind him. And coming in at the end of the play was Lowell Robinson, number 23, and stripped that ball out for Pittsburgh.
Because I know why everybody's here. This is why you're here.
What's good, everybody? I know the intro a little different today. For good reason. For good reason. We have Mr. Lowell Robinson in the house. Let me give I worked on it. This is my Club Shay Shay intro. Okay. He is high school all-state, all-league, and MVP of the North-South game while in high school at Mount Vernon High School. Then took his talents to Erie Community College, where he led the nation with 3 interception returns for touchdowns. Fifth total. It was fifth nationwide with total interceptions. 46 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 13 pass deflections. 2-time Northeast All-Conference player and the 05 Defensive Player of the Year runner-up. Leaving Erie Community College as its all-time leader in punt returns, interceptions, interception touchdowns, and that's that. Then also, as you saw, took his talents over to the University of Pittsburgh, where, by the coach's words, he infused the team with, basically, he said he provided jet fuel to the return game, led the nation average-wise, and was in 2006, had a 107-yard kickoff return against Central Florida. I didn't have that video, but you saw the 99-yard return against West Virginia. My boy, Rebel family, Mr. Lowell Robinson.
New York Rebels. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I thank you, brother, because one of the things we wanted to do here was this. We wanted to start this football podcast and highlight the guys like you. You know,
right.
Not that every day on television everybody knows them, but stars in their own right.
Right.
You know, and sometimes the unsung heroes, they go underneath the radar, and we get to. I wanted to bring light to guys like you, like myself. Moolage also played. He played
Right,
in
for
junior.
surely. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like we want to do the Hood Heroes series. This is kind
Right.
of like the Hood Heroes series.
That's dope.
So, how'd you get into football? Like for me, most of us, we all started around 7, 8, 9 years old. Pop Warner. How'd you get in? When was your first football? Is gonna be my football. Football's gonna be my thing.
I grew up. So I grew up in New Rochelle, New York, and I lived right up the street from the projects. So my mom would always bring me to the projects where I was like, 6 or 7. I was always playing, killer ball carrier, throw up, shit like that. And then by the time I got like 8 years old, when I was like really able to play, my mom, she walked me down. My mom really got me into football. She walked me down to the New Rochelle Vikings and was like, take them. She walked me down there. Work. I was just always dirty in my pants, my sneakers. She couldn't stop me from playing it. It was really like a culture where I was from. So I was playing it from about 6 years old, but I officially started playing. I was like 8 years old. That was my first year playing equipment football.
Equipment football, yeah. That's and most of us is like that's for me is on the same thing. When I knew I can do it, I know Eric is watching, so he can attest to this. I've told the story 1,000 times. Me and him playing out in back of the building, 2-on-2 football, and I caught a pass over my shoulder. And at that point, I was like, "Oh, I just did what Jerry Rice did."
Right.
So it was just like, "Oh shit, I can do this!" Like
I can do this shit more than once. Right.
Mm-hmm. So that was my introduction of just really taking football and just sticking with it and just see where I can go with it. What's up? What about you, Mo? I don't think we had the conversation.
For me, it was a little different. Like my brother Lowell down here, like most of us, we start off, playing, the games, throw up and kill, smear the career, whatever people want to call it, right? But I never had any like true older brothers like growing up, so like I would like lean on my uncles and my cousins and stuff like that. So we at the park one day, and we playing against some random kids, and like that first kind of like initial contact is what really got me, right? So nice little toss play. I'm at corner. I come down. We playing, of course, we're playing tackle. I like do it up, right? My cousins, brothers, they all going crazy and stuff like that. And it was that contact that was able to hit somebody and take that aggression out. You know what I'm saying? But not getting in trouble for it. So I was just like, I'm gonna lie, I like this. Like this is. And
you get congratulated. Right.
Exactly. So like that feeling that you get when you get that contact, and it's like, man, I can do this for real, like, and I won't get in trouble. Right. Oh yeah, bet this seems like the game for me. So after that, there was no turning back.
Nice. Right. All right. So Lo, in Mount Vernon, playing football in New York. I'm from New York. I played football. I played in Queens. How do you feel about the stereotype that New York dudes can't play football?
Yeah, it was big too, growing up. Especially when I got to college. Because people were like, yo, where you from? You from down south? I'm like, no, I'm from Mount Vernon. I'm from New York. They're like, man, y'all boys don't play ball up there. Yep. I think it's a stereotype. And then I think but we always flourish when we were able to get a chance to get in that position. I think because this is what people don't really realize. Most of us from New York have Southern roots anyway. It's just it gets cold faster. So, while a lot of guys in the South can continue to just, play football and work out and do certain things in good weather, we have to sometimes, depending if we don't got nowhere indoor to really work out, we're kind of like a little step behind, that not by talent level, just more so we just have to take a little time out because it gets a little cold up here. You know what I mean? So that was like kind of like a little discrepancy for us. But as far as the talent, I used to hate when they used to do it. But then when I got to school and I'm balling with dudes from Florida, Texas, Cleveland and PA, and I was, doing my thing, it kind of let me know, and there was other guys that I would see, I was playing like the Leon Williams and Mike Williams. There's a lot of different people that I saw playing that was from New York that was holding their own too. So I used to hate that stereotype, but I do understand, being that I got a lot of friends who come from Alabama and different places. New York is like a little bit behind everybody else as far as from the coaching standpoint, you know what I mean, and the way that they in the culture. But like, you're gonna always find dogs, especially like in Brooklyn. You see how they doing Dave LeGree, they breeding them boys out there in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So
that's the one thing I noticed. That's my receiver coach told me day one when I stepped on campus. It's like, you got all the talent in the world. You just never been coached. And
right, you're raw.
And the gap between coaching in New York and coaching in Texas and Florida and North Carolina and all those places is that they coach. You know, and I'm not gonna put the New York coaches down like that. I'm just saying,
right. You're not back. Yeah, right, for sure. Right.
It's just, for whatever reason, the gap between their coaches and our coaches is massive. Right. But we make up with it with talent. Like, I've seen some of the best talent in New York. Like, I get it. You know, they talk about Texas. We're just gonna have the conversation too about who breeds the best football players out of California, Florida, Texas, and like New York is not as far back as people think.
Right.
It's not, and it's crazy that that narrative kind of gets started and pushed around. Maybe main reason being is because when people think of New York, they think of, you know, like Lowell said, like it's cold, it gets cold up there faster, right? So outdoor activities kind of get limited, right? So they kind of substitute that. It's just from what my homies have told me from New York, they substitute that with hoop, right? But that doesn't mean that they can step on the field and play basketball. Like we said, like me and Mel constantly say, like football players are the most athletic. So at the end of the day, yeah, they can go in there and they hooping and stuff like that, but that's because nigga, it's cold outside. Negative, you feel me? -2, -3, -5. You can't go out there right now. But so they gotta go in there, they gotta get it in, you know what I'm saying, keep their cardio up. But once it's all out, they on the field for sure, and they getting it in. I know a lot of New York ballers, so I never believe in that narrative. I always thought there's ballers everywhere, man. You feel me? Don't matter where you come from.
And so it's just, you know, I always want to ask another person from New York about this, you know, because I'm always biased. They were like, "Oh, you biased because you're from New York." It's like, nah, like you look at a dude like Curtis Samuel. He from Brooklyn. Play ball with his older brother.
You got that running back with the Jets. He went to Pitt actually. He from Brooklyn too. I don't know how to pronounce his name. African kid.
Yeah. What is his name?
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it's bro who got hurt in training camp. He's nice.
Yep. Yeah, he from Pitt.
You know, I got dude like my boy Tuton. He got 2 Super Bowl rings. So he started off as a tight end, moved to tackle, played with the Saints, played with the Panthers,
right?
A couple other teams. But you know, we got dudes, man. We got dudes. Don't sleep on New York, man.
We definitely get. The only difference is like for instance, like you'll see like groups of kids going from these other places. Like when I went D1, I was by myself. You know what I'm saying? And then like I was seeing other people. And it was like 5 people from one high school going. It was like you know what I'm saying? It was like they just breathing.
They turn them out.
Yeah. But like, New York's starting to, you know.
These are cool. I did a list. Like I didn't know, like Andre Cisco, all these dudes.
Oh, Cisco, yeah, he played for the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Syracuse,
Yeah, he's from Queens. Like there's a lot of dudes. Like if you don't pay attention, you miss it because they don't build up New York football players like that. Like basketball players, we got that on lock. Like that's don't even mess
Cisco
with us.
He started and everything. Like he been balling.
No, he balling for real. Let's get in college. What was your experience once you made the transition from JUCO to Division I? You got on Pitt campus. What was there an adjustment for you? What was that like for you?
Hell yeah, man. I was because I wasn't like when I was at Pitt. I mean, when I was in junior college, I played safety, and I didn't really have like a real D-back coach. Like my coach that I had, he wasn't even. He was just like probably friends with the head coach or something, you know. So I was raw. I made it all the way to Pitt raw. Like I didn't even know how to backpedal that well. I was fast. And when I got there, I never forget, we was in the spring ball. I was out of shape because when I was in junior college, I was smoking and shit. You know what I mean? I was smoking and doing my thing. And I was at the one point I was the only person who had like a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'll work out when I get there. Like I was like kind of cocky. Like I was like, I'll be good when I get there. I didn't really know what to expect. I've never been to D. I really made it on my own. So when I got there, guys was backpedaling, breaking, and just the lifestyle. And for me, I didn't have like no father figure neither. Like I didn't have no like supervision. I didn't have anybody to like walk me through the process. I had people help me. Like I had older like big brothers, but like when I was there, it was like I kind of got like caught in the system. So it was like I was nervous every day for practice my first year because I never had hit a mental wall like I hit when I was at Pitt. You know what I mean? When I first got there, it was just different, man. It was just like, you had to compete, you know what I mean? I was a competitor, but it was just like the system of it and the way they ran 7-on-7, everything was so professional. I went from a public school to a junior college, and neither one of them was like, really like organized like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to Pitt, it was just so different for me. But I adjusted, you know what I mean? I caught on. I just didn't understand the business of college football.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like that, when I look back, it's like, I went there like, damn, I made it. These are my friends, like my brothers, like we about to, and it was just like, for me, it was just a different, I learned real quick. And then they changed my position halfway in the year.
Right, because you ended up playing like receiver for a little bit, right?
Right. So they basically they brought me in as I was the number 1 safety in the nation, or number 5 rather, number 1 in the Northeast. When I got there, they told me, we had a dude named Mike Phillips. Shout out to my brother Mike Phillips. He had broke his leg, and it was like, we bring you in to like kind of like take his spot. You know what I mean? To bring you in, and you know what I mean. But I didn't go on none of my recruiting trips. I should have really went to Rutgers with Ray Rice and them. You know what I mean? That's like my family, but I was like, I didn't even go on my recruiting trips because I didn't have nobody, no father figure, nobody to be like, yo, go through all your. I just had all these offers, and it was just a lot. You know what I mean? But to answer your question, no, I was nervous, bro. Like I had to adjust. Every day I just had mad anxiety, bro, before practice and shit.
No, I know. I asked because, like I said, I went through it. Like,
right.
I sat down, like had like freshman orientation with the coaching staff. And he was like, look, turn around, look to your left, look to your right. Everybody to your left and to your right is all city, all state, all county, everybody. Right. So who's going to separate themselves from this pack is going to be on the field. Mm-hmm. And I've always been like the underdog. I was never uber talented. I outworked everybody. Right. So it was never a thing for me to be like, I never shied from competition. Right. You know what I mean? So I never went into it like, oh, I'm the fastest dude, because I knew I wasn't the fastest dude. I was never the biggest dude. So it's like, I'm going to have to go and just outwork and just do it.
I'm going to have to compete. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the thing was, I was down south by myself. No family unit, nothing. It was just solo mission. You know what I mean? Till, Eric came down. He came down and he rocked with me for a little bit. But then he had to come back up to New York. So I'm stuck. Like, I got no family. I got no friends. There was 2 kids that were from Long Island. But I didn't really rock with them too much. Right. So I'm out there just like, fuck. Like, how do you, like, at that point, I was 17, 18 years old. Right. Like, I was a kid. Like, I didn't know nothing. So I was shook. I'm calling my mom and my brothers every day, like, yo, like, I don't know. I got to get up, go to practice, go to school, and I had a job too on top of it because I didn't have no scholarship like that. So I had to pay out of pocket. Right. So it was hell on wheels for me. My head was spinning, but once you figure it out, you make the best of it.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
I want to ask both of y'all a question. Just being from, places that we come from, right? Impoverished areas, the hood and whatnot, and going to a place where you don't have a lot of support system. How was that change? Like, how is it adjusting to that? Because we all know and understand, coming from high school football, coming from JUCO football, that adjustment to the game, it may take a little learning curve, may take a little period, but we all get that at some point in time, right? Some people catch on faster than others, but just not having the mental support or the emotional support from family, coming from, places that we come from, coming from JUCOs, coming from high schools and stuff like that, we're 9 times out of 10 overlooked. How does that feel during that transition? Low, up to you.
You know what's crazy is I didn't realize what it was until like I look back and I dealt with it like it was nothing because it was what I was used to. I was kind of used to kind of like overcoming a lot of obstacles. Even before I got to like junior college, I had to go through a lot of shit. So when I got there, it was like I probably suppressed my feelings because I knew like I needed to play, college ball. I knew I couldn't go back home. So I kind of like it was when I look back, it definitely was tough. But then I met some brothers. You know what I mean? This is where like the brother aspect came. You know what I'm saying? And we was all going through. I think because I was able to 80 people on the team, it kind of helped me.
There you go.
Huh?
Nah, signal was chopping up for a second.
Yeah. Okay, my fault. Yeah, so it kind of helped me like get through it, but it was tough, man. When I look back, it's like, damn, I wish certain things were a little bit different. You know what I mean? I see how some of the other kids had a little bit more support, a little bit more guidance and things that they. I know I would have probably went further on in football if I would have had a little bit more support. But I also know I'm accountable. I got myself in that position, but I know when you in that type of position, you need guidance. You need it. You know what I mean? Like I help these kids now. I don't want them to go through, what I went through. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was tough. You know what I mean? But man, we same thing. He just had to adjust to it.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, and I was the same way because, like I said, I was down there solo, and I would watch other players. Their parents would come down and visit them, and like, oh, how you doing, and give them money and this that. I'm like, nigga, like, what the fuck are my parents doing? Like, you know what I mean? But the biggest thing that got me through that was like Lo said, it's the brotherhood that you create with the guys that you play ball with.
Thanks.
Like you create brothers, and that's what got me going. What kept me going anyway. Like even when I was working, they would come to. I worked at a Subway at the time, so they would come, they would eat, laugh, and we bullshit until we had to go to practice and shit. So we built up that friendship off the football field because we lived like there was 5 of us in a townhouse. So it was just like you get to know people outside of the football. And I didn't have, and I'm very like my brothers and like those are I don't really have friends. Like my brothers was my support system.
Yeah.
So to not have them and being, 4.5, 5 hours drive out of the way, like, it's a bit much. But it teaches you how to grow up very fast.
Builds character.
Yeah. And it was rough. Let's get to okay. You got the Pitt. You played defense back. Rumor is, who was your roommate while you was at Pitt?
My chaperone was Revis.
Chaperone.
Revis was my chaperone.
Hold up. It just went out.
You get me?
There we go. Okay.
Oh, there you go. StreamYard likes to play with our emotions sometimes. It's all good.
Yeah. Always come back.
All right, there we go. All right, so you said your chaperone was Revis. And I asked this because everybody who watches the show, that is my arch nemesis. Revis. No. Because because it all started when we was doing our all-time list on defense backs, and we had a very now that's my nephew talking about you can't say the word Revis around me. Listen.
Oh shit.
So everybody knows it's fuck Darrelle Revis all day, every day. But give me your first impressions of Darrelle Revis, how he is, what kind of guy he is, and what you picked up from watching him as a defensive back. I know you said you didn't get the coaching and you was raw. Did he lend his services to help you during your time at Pitt?
Revis was a very when I met him, he was 21. He was a junior, so he was already on his way out. Like he was ready to get up out of there. He's just hard work. He's a hard worker. He would party a little bit. You know what I mean? Drink a little bit. Like he would party a little bit, but not. He was more of a. He was just ready. He just took care of business. Mm-hmm. We got more closer, more so after football. You got to slide your feet. You know what I'm saying? We used to go out. You know what I'm saying? But we all had like our separate crews. I guess because I came in as a junior, I was more closer to my draft class, the people who I came in with.
Right.
Like Elijah Field, T.J. Tamarcus Porter, Aaron Berry, a lot of us. So Revis was like ready to get up out of there. So we was decently close. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother, but he was really kind of just finishing up his last year and ready to get up out of there and go to the league.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We all got this guy. Do you have one? I know I have one. I'm gonna get to mine in a second. Everybody says, they looking at somebody who's playing in the league and be like, I know I'm better than him.
Right.
Who's that guy for you? Or guy?
Like just like in general, or like just right now, like who's playing in the league like now?
In general, like somebody that you played with that's made it, or just somebody that you like, oh no, I know I'm better than him.
Oh man, so shit. My guy from he was from West Virginia. I forget his name, man. You had guys like Chris Hogan. Remember Chris Hogan that played?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And no knock away from Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan, we used to train together and shit like that. I remember I used to he couldn't even get off the line at one point. I remember he didn't even know how to get off the line, but he was 6'3". He ran he was a strong kid.
See,
he was the first player that I seen where I was like, okay, if you have representation, you're gonna go to the league. Like, because we trained with Joe DeFranco. You know what I mean? So I used to train with Joe DeFranco in Jersey, and Joe DeFranco used to have a lot of guys who was training for the league. So they would have a lot of agents coming there, but the agents was representing all the Italian rich kids. So all the Italian rich kids was getting tryouts, like with the Jets, but even whether they was good or not, they was getting. That taught me a bit. Yeah, it was taught me a bit. So like Chris Hogan, he trained and they got him a workout at the Fordham. I was there at the Fordham University Pro Day, and he ran like a 4.3 or 4.4. He was a strong kid, so he threw up 225 about 20 times, and he went and got an opportunity, and he played for a couple. He was with the Patriots, 49ers, the Bills. So and he was like doing this thing. He found like a nice. But I used to always like, yo, I know I could because I used to I was around him all the time and training with him and shit and there was a couple other guys. Oh, Darius Raynard, that's his name. Darius Raynard. Respect. He was good. He played at West Virginia. I always had more kick return yards than him, and I would see him. He played receiver. And he was in the league, and I see he was there. I was like, man, like not even to say I was just better than him, but I was like, well, if he could do it, I know I could do it.
You can say it. All right.
I feel that though.
It's but that's how the NFL is though. I also learned like it's just about opportunity too. Like some guys, it was like there's some guys that I played with that was super nice that could have went D1 and didn't. and guys was less talented. So when you get to the NFL, you just learn like, you know, this. I'm not even gonna say guys are not supposed to be there, but you know, it's all about chance and you know how things go for you for real.
Right. Like I said, I tell everybody, like if there's one motherfucker I know for a fact, fuck him, Plexico Burris. He came.
Young Plaxy?
Yep, he was in JUCO with us. We fucked him up. I played receiver, and we told him when he came down, it's like, look, all the coaching staff was making a big deal. Oh, we got this 6'4" receiver coming from Michigan State. No, he's like, whatever, whatever, man. I ain't worried about that shit. We made that motherfucker quit in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And he ended up going to Virginia Union. And I begged all week. I said, let me play corner. Let me play corner, please. Couldn't get up the line of scrimmage. I fucked him up. So if there's it's just one guy. Just one. But the receiver coach told me, he said, look, you 5'9", he's 6'4". I like what do you want? I can't teach height. But we whooped Plexico Burris' ass. And I will say this on this podcast until he come on here. You can have it out in real time.
Right.
But we all got that one guy that we always look at like, man, if he made it, if I just had the break he had, I'd be there too. If he would have made me 6'3", boy, fuck, it would have been great.
Oh God.
Then what happened after the Pitt days? Like, how did you transition out of Pitt? Any pro camps, or what happened after Pitt?
Yeah, I had a. So basically, it was like it was interesting because like what happened was, you know, I spent 2 years at Pitt. My second year, we went 5 and 6 both years. You know what I mean? So I get a chance to experience winning neither. So like toward the end of my tenure at Pitt, I never forget. Like I didn't have nobody really like talking to me about the NFL like that. People just was like, yo, you good enough to go. I wasn't getting like them agents. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't have, you know, no help. So I ended up getting a work. I ended up doing pro day. Ended up getting a call from the Colts, and they brought me in. And then I was with them for a little bit. You know what I mean? And they brought back in Tony Wilkins, who played wide receiver and was a kick returner. You know what I mean? So I had agreed to terms with them, and then they released me. And then from there, I just like kind of like bouncing around, you know, trying to find somewhere. Then I ended up playing arena. I ended up taking 2 years off. I ended up like kind of like, you know what I mean? I ended up like going back down to Pitt. I'm living out there with Shady. I'm actually living with Shady. He's finishing up his junior year, sophomore year rather. He spent 2 years in Pitt. Trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then that's when I ended up moving to end up playing arena, like in Chicago, and I was playing like in Reddit, you know, and then semi-pro. Yeah. Matter of fact, by the time I came to y'all, I played with the Rebels. I was just like, I was 28 years old. So I was just done with everything. Like I was just finishing up playing arena and, you know, all the other shit like that. And I came and played with the Rebels. That's how Slush found me. So I was actually I was in shape when I came with the Rebels. I was like kind of still banking off of the shape I was in when I was actually playing for the Colts and moving around and playing in arena and everything like that.
Right. Speaking of, that's what I was going to transition into, you know, how me and you know each other, but let's get into it.
So I see myself in the mirror, just claiming the vibes, cause I know my inventor. Study the mind, my whole spirit, and so I know healthy's the guy, so I know what's for dinner. So give me my fruit so organic and sweet on the outside with season the center. Life could be sour, but energy flowing. I'm keeping my frequency way above bitter. Whoa, I can see pain from a mile away. You're just a smile away. Hi. So deal with the issues inside, so one day you'll fly away. Whoa. Two times. I'm blind. Oh my. I'm high. Two times. I'm blind. Oh my. I'm high. Yes, It's all on my energy. It's all in the chemistry. You crawling the imagery. And you will be memory. It's all on my energy. It's all in the chemistry. You crawling the imagery. Then you will be memory.
Money was the root to the evil. They screaming cash rules.
When the blessings come in the past, dude.
Any dirt I did, I had to.
I trusted devils, confided with demons, silly in me. I was looking in the grass for the serpents, for the path. You got a pass, whoop a strap for the purpose. You got a battle.
Yeah. So shout out to the greatest semi-pro football team ever assembled, New York Rebels.
The Rebels.
But it is what it is. Y'all can hate me later.
Go ahead and talk your shit, man.
You played for the Celts. Who else did you play for?
That was it. I played for the Argonauts. I played Chicago Slaughter, Reading Express. I played a lot of arena. I played for a lot of arena teams. Bounced around.
And then you came over, like I said, with Slush and everybody to the Rebels. Like I said, the super teams of all super teams. New York Rebels, like I said last week, I told y'all we got 7 championships. At least I got 7.
Talk your shit, man.
We got a little bit more than that. Lowe was part of it. He was a huge part of that championship dynasty that we do have. Like I said, he reminded me a lot of another receiver, running back that we had, Cortland. You're super cool with my cousin Eric.
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my brother.
So, and like I said, the music that was playing during the highlights, that's also your music. We'll get into the music in a second. But we all play semi-pro here as well. So what was your semi-pro experience like? What did you take from it that you would like to land out?
Semi-pro for me was dope because it was like a gift and a curse. It was because I was 28 when I started. Slush had fucked his knee up. So it was like he was like, yo, I was just like a switcheroo. But see, I had fun when I played with the Rebels. That was a great experience. The only thing I just didn't like at semi-pro first, I'm kind of used to more organized, football. But when playing with the Rebels, it was a family. Like, I don't know. I hated that I left because I was there. I played and then I end up just moving. So I end up moving. And that's the only reason why I stopped playing with the Rebels. I didn't like nothing happened or nothing. I just ended up moving upstate. You know what I'm saying? So I move upstate and then I'm playing for the South Buffalo Celtics. So my first year was dope. We went to the playoffs. We lost in the rain, you know what I'm saying, to the Tribe, you know what I'm saying? So that was my first introduction. It was fun. I mean, you, Ty, Coach Green, so I had a great experience. So now it was like, now I'm getting paid now. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm playing for South Buffalo. A coach, told me like, yo, I want to try to help you get back to Toronto. And he was like, I'm going to pay you to play. Come up here, whatever. So I came up there. It was a dope experience because, again, I came back up here where I went to junior college. So South Buffalo Celtics, we won. We beat all the teams up here. I never lost to a team up here. And then we play Albany. You know what I'm saying? We end up losing to Albany in the chip. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I end up playing with Albany. So when we lost to Albany in the chip, Albany ends up going to the national chip, and they brought me along. Because, once your season is over, so that's how I end up playing with Albany. So now, I'm breaking bread with Albany now. I'm playing with Albany, just for the Nationals. I won a national chip with them against Racine, against the Racine Raiders. We beat them. I won a national chip. Then we end up losing to the Knowles in the Harvest Bowl. So when we play the Knowles, it's nothing but Rebels on the Knowles. I bump into all my old Rebels, Mike, Seth, Ricky Gordon, everybody. So they're like, yo, come back home. So I'm subconsciously playing for the Celtics. Playing for Albany. And then I'm playing for Albany. I've been doing a double. I was playing for Albany and the Knowles at the same time. So then it started to create a little friction between some of the Albany guys. They felt like I was trying to take over because I brought Slush, I brought Skip, I brought G Block. You know what I'm saying? We was because they needed a couple guys to try to get over the hump, which I thought. So now then I end up playing for the Knowles. So then I played for the Knowles. You know what I'm saying? I won 2 chips with them, 2 national chips with them. And then we end up beating the Rebels one year. So the year that we won the Nationals and beat the Rebels, I went to the Rebels the next year. Because I'm like, my stint is done with the Knowles now. You know, I'm done with them. It was a boring year because we won one undefeated. I feel like the team was just too. So when I seen Dave Legree, he was like kind of out of shape, but still getting. He just got like into semi-pro. Him and Jamal Shelters and them, Jeff Mack. I like what y'all had over there. I was like, you know what? I think I might be the missing piece or something. I can go back over there, and I'm like, we're gonna win a chip. And then I left the Knowles, went back to the Rebels, and then we lost the first year, and then the second year I came back with the Rebels. We went undefeated and won a chip.
Yeah. And
So I mean,
all y'all, fuck all y'all. I don't like none of y'all. I'm playing G Block, Smiley. You know,
I mean, all them guys. Shout out to all them boys, man.
Y'all cool. It's a love hate when we talk about the Seminoles. Like, there are two teams that when you're on the Rebels, you just three. One we really don't care about. That's the Falcons. Screw them. But the Brooklyn Mariners, Brooklyn Seminoles. Those two teams. It was always wars. Always. Because all the talent was on those two teams.
Right.
All the talent. And we would swap talent, which is weird. Like he said, he came and he was playing them. Ricky was on there. Did Eddie go to was Eddie there?
Yeah, Eddie Hardaway,
Yeah, Eddie was there. Like, we would switch back and forth. It was nuts. Absolutely crazy. But when Dave Legree and Schultz and when we had all of them, crazy. Like, all the Rebel teams was fire though. I'm not even going.
Nah, yeah, East Lear was always, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it was family. And I just remember, like, you know, when I finally came back, it was just dope. I remember we practiced every day. We was really going hard. We really, like, you know, created that bond. And then I played 2 years there. Then we ended up losing to Long Island. We lost to the Long Island Panthers. And I left. So I left the Rebels and I ended up playing for the Stags. I switched positions. I ended up switching the corner halfway in the year with the Rebels. So then I end up going to the Stags. I got Defensive Player of the Year. So, like, for me, semi-pro was just more like it was a therapy. You know, I wasn't down with no clicks because I wasn't really trying to make too many more. I already kind of lived my football life. I just really wanted to really play and win. And it really didn't fit in with a lot of other people's motives. Everybody wanted you to be like they close brother, friend. I mean, I have brothers, but like they wanted me to be part of these like little cliques. Like, oh, bro, like I'm like, I just want to win. I like the process of winning, and you know what I mean. So that's why I wasn't really liked because I really used to expose some of the things that was wrong with semi-pro, and a lot of people wanted that to stay that way. So, you know what I mean. That's why I wasn't really liked. I didn't really do much to nobody. It was just more so I was used to a certain way of football, and you know what I mean. You know, that's all it was.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, we had fun. Like, even on that team, we had multiple dudes that either were right on the cusp of going pro or were in pro camps, but it was super talented. My uncle, Coach Green, like, he did a great job building that team and collecting talent because he was just a real genuine dude, like, all the way around. So once you got around him, it was time to play. Like, that was. He'll bring you in with his long ass stories.
He a Pisces like me. That's my guy.
Like I said, we was talking backstage. I want to get, like I mentioned, the music. You're a rapper as well,
right?
How did that come about?
I mean, I think football suppressed that. Like, I grew up like talented. You know what I mean? Always doing shit, singing, you know, rapping, playing around. A lot of my friends took rap serious. I was just always like one of those kids who used to freestyle, and I was like naturally go with music, but I just was never really trying to take it serious. I just didn't see, you know, I didn't really start taking music serious. I was like 32 years old. Like, once I was really done with everything, I'm in Buffalo, New York. You know, I'm around Westside Gunn. I'm seeing how he's moving as an independent artist, and I realized that you could do it on your own without being marginalized and without having to go through. You know, so then I just started just sticking with it. You know what I mean? I always had connections in music. I just knew I had to just get better and just make good music and get a catalog. So that's what I was just really focused on. You know what I mean? From like the gate, was just like, you know what? Like, I know I had to get better. And I just treated music like football, and I just started just taking that shit serious. And taking the independent route, making my EPs, growing through my mixtapes. I was traveling, you know what I mean? And I had a lot of people who was like on before me who was giving me advice. So I was very fortunate. And I'm easy to work with. So I was getting like features from artists who was like further along who really didn't have to work with me, but they were seeing my work ethic. So like my music experience has always been pretty dope. Like I didn't run into a lot of the issues that most artists run into because I was fortunate to have people who, you know what I mean, kind of was rapping before me, and I was able to like see what to do and what not to do. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things that I had. It was like a hidden talent, unless you really knew me. But like most of the people who know me is like they're like, nigga, about time, nigga. Like about time you start taking it serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I was saying I think I picked it up when I turned 30. Like literally,
Right.
I turned 30, and it was more or less I want to help out my little brother. My little brother was moving through New York he was, SOBs doing shows. He's doing shows
Right.
in Brooklyn and showcases. So I was like, me and my brother, for me and him to get closer, because we kind of, with me being in Maryland and stuff like that, and him still being in New York, we was kind of separate. So
Right.
when I moved back to New York, that was like the thing that was the glue to
Bridget.
keep us together. Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, nah, like, come on, man, we're gonna do some shows. Hot 97, we over there, we moving around. And then like my other guy, like if you listen to the intro, that's my brother Doc Holland. That's not my brother, but that's my boy from California. He came, we was cool with another guy, and we went to the studio, and motherfucker didn't finish their damn verse on the song. So they looked at me, it's like, yo, Mel, you always writing. Go do something. Like, hurry up, get in the booth. Got time. I was like, I ain't got nothing. And it was just like, we know you got something. You got 10 minutes, get in the booth. And that's how it started. Jumped in, did my thing, been rapping ever since.
Man, you better get in that booth and drop a hot 16. Stop playing.
Right.
Yep. And listening to your music, you're more of a, what I call a purist. You're a foundational rapper. Like, you stick to the foundation of rap. You're a boom bap type of artist. What is your take on the current state of hip hop?
I've learned to adjust with it. So like you said, my main home base is boom bap, but I do within my catalog, you'll find a little bit of everything. On Pastel Blues, you hear me over a drill beat. You know what I'm saying? And as of lately, I've been making just like songs, like records, like not mainstream type shit, but just more so like just not like strictly boom bap, just working with different type of production, and that comes from me just opening my mind, knowing like, because I'm traveling to all these places, I'm going on tours, I'm traveling, and a lot of people do love boom bap, and then some people they want to hear more modern beats. Like sometimes some people don't want to hear James Brown samples, they don't want to hear, they're not that's not their thing. So I've always felt like, well, shit, I'm a musician. It's really up to me to adjust. I don't got to lose myself in like my message and the way I'm trying to convey it, but more like just trying to attack and gain more fans in these different places. So like, I mean, obviously you're gonna have, there's nothing new under the sun. So you're gonna have your dummy down rappers, you're gonna have your gimmicky rappers. That's been going on since Vanilla Ice and up. But then I listen to a lot of dope underground artists all over. You know what I mean? A lot of people who really love this shit and really, the Shay Noors, the Geniuses, you get your Conways, all the people from Buffalo has a plethora of artists, of course, NYC. So I love it. I love the fact that you could just be independent and you could put out music when you want. Obviously, it creates more of an influx of artists, but that's cool because, people quit every day. A lot of artists, they quit once they get into the business of it all. So it all kind of shuffles itself.
All right. Put you on the spot now. Give me your top 5 football players of all
time. Jim Brown. Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, Dan Marino.
Solid. See?
List.
Right. This is why you got to have real football dudes on the show.
Damn, I left Lawrence Taylor out. Damn.
No, it's hard, but
I wanted to go through different positions too. That's how I wanted to. Yeah, I just wanted to go through different positions.
And the fact that you put Dan Marino, I just had this conversation with me and Eric was talking about how Dan Marino gets left out of the conversations.
You see, I took a second when I thought about it, right? Because I was gonna go Joe Montana. I said, nah, this is a moment I can give Dan Marino his flowers. Yeah.
Right. That like now, since you're a rapper, top 5 rappers.
Black Thought,
Fire.
Rakim, Nas. It gets a little tricky. Jadakiss.
Okay.
DMX.
See, he put my brother. See, he put my brother in there. Like this is why I said you got to have real niggas on the show.
It's fire. Hey, that Jada and that Black pick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I had to throw Jada because he from. I grew up on him, and it's like I go by like the info. I mean, Method Man it was crazy. Method Man is my favorite rapper from when I was younger, but like it depends. If you ask me different days, it switches up. But like off the head, it's like Black Thought's that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Thought's that boy. I could throw Common in there too, but it just all switches up.
Right.
And Rakim and Black Thought got to be there.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I can tell based off your style of music where you draw influence from, like where it comes from. So all those guys make total sense. Before we get into the football part of the show, got a question because me and Mulich were on opposite ends of this. I want to see if you can break the tie or break the divide here. We had the Kendrick and Drake.
Right.
Where do you stand on that? What are your opinions on Kendrick and Drake?
I feel like it worked out for both of them. I feel like if you was a Kendrick fan, you probably felt like you had the edge, and I feel like if you was a Drake fan, like Kendrick won like a certain aspect of it. Like Kendrick, the battle aspect of it, I'll say Kendrick won. Just because he kind of put a little bit more effort into it. He has some songs that really, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like Drake makes better songs. You know what I mean? I don't think that Drake's a better rapper. But I think that Drake, he chose Kendrick chooses. It's not that Kendrick can't. He chooses to, keep his integrity and his morals and principles within his music. And not to say that Drake goes against it, but Drake is more, he taps into different layers of his music. Right. So, I think it was good for hip hop because nobody really tried to go all the way against Drake. I think Drake's been the spoiled kid for a while that it was like his hand, everybody was off limit. But then everybody tried to attack Drake. It's like everybody tried to, and I felt like he survived it. So that's why, I give him his props too. You know what I mean? But I think it was dope. At first, I didn't like it because I really don't be liking that battle shit. But then after a while, when you just look back and you understand everybody's hands ain't clean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I think it helped both of their careers. I think Kendrick was able to grab a certain crowd, and even though he was already a popular guy, I think he kind of he held his own and held it down for West Coast. And then Drake, it made him have to work. It made him have to be a little uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So we got a chance to see Drake uncomfortable. So I think it was dope.
Yeah. I went into the beef. I didn't like neither one of these motherfuckers. Neither one. Like I was here straight for the disrespect and the drama. I was here for all of it. But then I kind of got swayed because, like you said, it seemed like everybody was jumping Drake. So I was like,
right.
He needs help. Like I'm gonna defend Drake on all the levels now because it just seemed like it was just overwhelming. Like I didn't know this many people.
You wanted to go for the underdog. I'm like that too. Sometimes just go for the person who that, like, you know what I mean? Just fuck it.
Yeah, so I was just like, shit. Like I didn't realize all y'all hated Drake so much. That's crazy. Like, and the thing is, I went into it not caring about neither one of them. So then there was that. But my opinion came out of it was, I I think they did opposites of what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think Kendrick was going to out-popular Drake, and I didn't think Drake was going to out-rap Kendrick, and that's exactly what happened. Kendrick out-popular Drake, but Drake out-rapped Kendrick during this beat. My opinion.
Right.
It was the out-popularing. I didn't think Kendrick could do that. I just didn't think he could do it, but he did it. You know, and that's what swung the pendulum all the way to the other side because
in America, Drake is kind of hated a little bit more in America, but in Canada, bro, like Kendrick and them can't even go out there.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
You see what like Drake got a whole country.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
I can't say that Kendrick got the whole country, and he splits it with Drake.
Right, and it's just. But I think I think the battle was won based off how people was just tired of, like you said, Drake being a spoiled kid.
Right.
So we're just like, more or less, we don't want to see you win no more. Like, you need to sit down for a little bit.
Right.
And then let's see what Kendrick can do up over here.
Right.
But now we just got to sit back and see how Kendrick follows up after Not Like Us and, the whole battle situation.
Fair, valid.
Let's get to the football shit. Let's have some fun with some football. We had the Ravens Chiefs last night. Good game, came down to the wire. I still think the ref should have just said it was touchdown, let them go to overtime, or let the Ravens go, because the Ravens would go for 2. So they was either going to lose the game or win the game on the next play anyway.
Right.
There were some questionable calls. I don't think the refs were playing fair. I know all about that, playing for the Rebels. So, Lo, did you watch the game, and what are your feelings on the game?
It's always the same, I know for a fact that they don't want Lamar beating that boy. So you see they call like 5 illegal formation. They do a lot of little different things. You can control certain points of the games in football. Momentum. I seen Lamar get a 53-yard run. They call holding at the end.
The holding was bullshit.
So it's like, I already know what it is. The Ravens, they usually get like in tune week 5, week 6. I go 4-game increments in the NFL. I go 4-game increments because it's 16. I break it up like it's a song.
Yep.
First 4 games is the warm up. They find out your identity. The next 4 games is who you are, and the rest is being blessed. If you got injuries, if you're not injured, you get you finish out the season. So the Ravens, the first game, I hate really watching 2 teams like that playing the first game because I know they're gonna be vanilla. Because you got 16 more games, and then you don't want everybody learning everything that you're doing and having too much film on you. So, I knew it was going to be a real vanilla game. I just really wish he could. I just thought he was going to beat them. I ain't going to hold it. I be wanting the Ravens to beat the Chiefs, but it don't be happening.
Yeah. Mo, what you got?
Well, yeah, I was tuned into the game. Like I said, we were talking a little bit backstage, just about the egregious penalties and whatnot. But talking to my group chat, we were talking about exactly what Lowell was talking about, how the Ravens probably don't want to come out and expose everything that they want to do, especially with Derrick Henry, just looking at his carries and looking at his usage rate and after the games wasn't really heavy. They tried to get Justice Hill involved and started a lot more. So I thought that was interesting, especially more in the passing game. But the penalties were egregious. That was the thing that was it for me. If you're gonna call something, especially on the left tackle or the right tackle, you got to make sure it's fair on both sides. You can't keep calling illegal formation when you got the Chiefs left tackle doing the same exact thing. He's lined up in the same exact spot. And I watched it because I literally tweeted it out. And like I told Mel in the back and backstage, I told my boys in the group chat the same thing. Like, okay, if they're going to play it like this, then they better call it fair on both sides because I'm going to be looking. And if I see that left tackle on the Chiefs, if he's lined up even a centimeter, somebody better call it. And they didn't call it. So that was just complete and utter, just horrible. Other than that, I felt like the Ravens honestly had it in the bag. Honestly, shoot, I think that Wear white cleats next time. Isaiah Likely. Right.
Isaiah Likely. Yeah, my thing about the game was I don't understand the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Like the whole point of getting Derrick Henry, especially for this type of a game, was to keep Patrick Mahomes' ass off
on the sideline. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Keep him off the side. Derrick Henry would have carried the ball 40 times for me.
You know what the problem really is, though? So Lamar Jackson don't like being under the center. So when you under the center and you do our formation, you make the defense have to think about both the pass and the run. You know what I'm saying? When you in shotgun, it's like, usually like 60% pass. You know what I'm saying? You can sit on. So like that's what they got to get. They got to start doing more plays under the center. Yeah. And that's kind of how Henry, more blockers, more tight ends. I don't really think he's really effective from the shotgun, like that shotgun handoff shit.
He's a downhill, maybe, he's good off tackle, but when he can stay in those A and B gaps,
right.
That's 250 pounds.
How much did he have yesterday?
What he have? Bullshit. He had 30 yards?
Yeah, if that.
I know he had 13 carries.
And it's crazy. He actually wants this role like less because he's been getting beat up for the last couple of years. So he's actually like, he might be like, I'm sure he wanted to rock a lot, but he might be like, I'm good.
Not this game. Like if we play, we play the Colts and you want to take some time, cool. You can. We'll cut your carries on the Colts.
Ravens O-line suck.
The Ravens offense line is horrible.
They got a semi-pro.
Yeah, their line is
their blocking schemes. Their blocking scheme make no sense. If you were going to slide protection away from Chris Jones, that's fine. But don't have Justice Hill be the running back that's picking up Chris Jones.
I was gonna say, don't have Justice Hill be the strength protection and picking up that guy on all people. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No, that's where Derrick Henry got to come in and be like, "Can you pass pro right now? Like I need you to take care of that."
But even on the other side, George Karlaftis was cooking the rookie on the other side. So I was just like, "This is not good."
Right. Mm-hmm. Then. Of course, then we get overreaction Thursday. This is your guy. I'm starting to find out this has nothing to do with you. You're my boy. You're a Pitt alum. But these Pitt niggas, I don't fuck with. Shady, me and Shady got beat. Because he be wild. He be tweaking sometimes.
Right.
The league should be even more scared, right? Because if you look at a team like the Chiefs, they didn't even play well last night, and they still found a way to win. When the Ravens scored, they scored back. When the Ravens made an answer, they answered back. Yep. I look at this the overall on the offense part because defense played really, really well. I look at the offense. Look at the young K. Worthy, though. Ooh, he's explosive. Mm-hmm. Imagine when he gets a better feel for game. He's young, right? Imagine getting the ball a bit more, design some more plays up. And then you take out Juju Schuster, take him out, and then you put in Hollywood Brown. Oh, my God.
Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up.
First of all, you can't say a team didn't play well and then say when they scored, they scored. When they scored, they scored. And then the defense played well. And then clearly they played well.
Right.
It's crazy. Like when they get on TV, they start tweaking with their words.
Right. They be getting a little rants. That's my brother. I love him to death. But I don't agree with everything.
I just be messing with. I
don't agree with everything he be doing.
But it's like the Chiefs did play well. We're not going to say that they didn't play well. They did play well. And the Ravens just didn't execute in crucial situations.
Right.
There was a blown coverage on the second touchdown for Worthy, where he was just on the sidelines by himself because I don't know if they was in cover 2 or they played a cloud coverage. And
I don't understand why you would play a cover 2 or even a cloud coverage, but Marlon Humphreys, the fact that you let that man outside is absolutely insane. I watched that play 5 times.
It's like
get that outside release and then didn't even sink to the bench or think to follow or trail. You're out of your mind. And then where was the safety?
Nowhere to be found. And why all of a sudden I don't know why they think Hollywood Brown is going to be like this big ass missing piece to this offense when he's never been that anywhere he's been.
He's been productive though.
Has he?
In his role,
he's solid. He's not like so. Think about when he played with Lamar when he was young. He was killing.
He had one year. He had that 1 year where I think it was his rookie season. He had over 1,000 yards.
He's a good compliment for a team like this Chiefs because he don't got to be that guy. He's good when he don't got to be that guy. You know what I mean? But
I think that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
You know what I mean? Like he's like not really actually be number one, so he should be all right. But I don't know. It's only but one ball can go around.
Right. And
Mahomes hitting all of them. They're gonna win it again, bro.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got them. I still got the Texans coming up out of there.
The Texans?
Yeah.
That's not a bad pick.
If they put it all together, because I feel like with the collection with Joe Mixon, with Diggs, with Tank Dell, with Nico Collins, the defense gonna be crazy.
Right.
Insane.
That defense gonna be nuts. So if CJ can duplicate anything close to what he did last year, they're gonna be a tough out.
Right.
And I still don't think, even with what the Chiefs have, I still don't see them I still don't like their wide receivers. I still don't like them. Like, I get it, they're fast, and that works for the type of offense that the Kansas City Chiefs run. But when you got we've seen the clips of Xavier Worthy not being able to beat the press. Like, what are you going to do when they start lining up and they jamming you up on the line, like, and you can't get off?
Like they did yesterday, they did a reverse. Give him the ball in the backfield.
Let that man off the line. Like, you're not even gonna put a hand on him. Just gonna let him get outside. That's wild.
Because what it is, they spread you out 5 wide, and then it's like now you got to worry about Kelsey, Rice. Now you got all these DBs in space, and like now when you do that, it's like it get a little tough. When I watched the Ravens, I was looking at the Ravens like, how they gonna stop these? When they went 5 wide, they had linebackers on receivers. It's like, and if you try to go with like more DBs, they're just gonna run the ball with Pachenko. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run the rock. So like they hit you from so many different, like Andy Reid is a genius when it comes to the offense. He finds ways to like get people open and shit.
And it's funny that you say that because my next clip is this.
The Chiefs ain't played their best, but they beaten the best. They beaten the best in the NFC, they beaten the best in the AFC, and we continue to keep saying they not playing their best. They put the whole league on notice that y'all better step y'all game up because we have in the offseason with our pieces, as y'all can see, and we still missing one in Hollywood Brown. The league is on notice. And not only that, you had a quarterback in Lamar Jackson who did something that ain't never been done in the history of the game.
Yep.
And it's still equal to L. And we still ain't play our best. And that's y'all best. The league is on notice, man.
Before you even get to the Yearman, Shady, look at this right here. How many Ravens defenders are outside the hash?
A lot.
Count them up. You got about 1, 2, 3, 4 Ravens defenders are outside the hash. But how many Chiefs blockers are out there?
More.
Thank you, Chase Daniel, because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got the ball carrier right here. So the Chiefs are 6 on 4 plus a ball carrier. Family, it's not a fair fight if Andy Reid is in the game. Family, it's not a fair fight if Andy Reid is in the game.
And that just goes back to what you said. It's like Andy Reid, the way he calls plays, the way he designs them is why you can never say that the Chiefs aren't playing well. It's ridiculous. It's crazy town talk.
Right.
Because when you have that guy calling the plays, he just knows. He has a feel for it. And I'm like, when I'm coaching out here, like I'm an offensive coordinator. So when I watch guys like Andy Reid and Sean McVay, how they design plays to create mismatches. So when I'm running to the left, I am making sure I have more blockers over there than you have defenders. I am always at an advantage. So when they ran, like you said, that jet sweep to Xavier Worthy, bro, I got 6 people blocking 4. All he got to do is make the right cut and the right read, and it's
Right.
6, and that's what you get.
Right. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, it's always. I told you when I was in Long Island, I was coaching my kids. They were 12 years old. I had coaches come to me at the end of the game like, "How are you getting these kids to do what you're doing?" I was like, "It's a numbers game. Like if my quarterback Rashad, mad he's not playing football no more. It makes me so mad. But when he would come to the line, I'd like, look, count them up. If we run and stretch right, if there are more people to the right than there are to the left, switch that shit up, go to the other side. Like, this is numbers. Wherever the line, if we're going to overload that side, that is cool. Go back the other way.
Right.
And that's just football. Football is just creating mismatches on either side.
Right.
You know, so, and Andy Reid is one of the guys, he's just really, really, really good at that. And he creates his mismatches. He creates opportunities for the receiver. Like, he schemes open those outside receivers. And what people haven't realized about Travis Kelce yet, Travis Kelce never runs a route.
He doesn't. He admitted this.
Never. All he does is find your weak spots in your zone all the time.
Yeah.
And if you're in man coverage, he just goes to the opposite side that you're shading. That's it. Like, it's nuts because he used to play quarterback. It's easy when you have a dude that is like a second quarterback on the field.
Right.
So he's looking what Patrick, hopefully you're just thinking that whatever Patrick Mahomes is reading, even though I don't think he can read the defense, they are reading the exact same thing.
That's what I be saying too. I know that's why he do a lot of broken plays, a lot of.
Mel, what have I been saying since we started this fucking podcast, dog?
Yeah, he's an offensive coordinator's nightmare because he's too off script.
I'll never see him just 3-step drop hitch, 3-step. He just, everything's like a gadget play.
It's backyard football, and as an offensive coordinator, if I'm drawing up the play, I'm drawing it up so that you don't have to do that. The left side of the offense, I got a man beater and a cover 2 beater. On the other side, I got a cover 3 beater and I got another man beater. Like, so when you break it and you see what you're looking at, you know, all right, oh, they in cover 3. Okay, my first read is going to be to the right. Oh, they in cover 4 or cover 2. All right, my first read is going to be to the left. Like, this is not hard, bro. Like, and he makes me mad as an offensive coordinator. He makes me so mad.
Right.
Eagles win. Just letting everybody a score update. Eagles
they won
34-29.
Bastards. All right, we 0 for 2 for the week.
But just wanted to go back to this comment right here. They were actually calling it on Ronnie Staley. That's the reason why he tweeted or he was talking about the refs. I just looked it up. They had 2 penalties for illegal formation on him. The rest were holding, one on Tyler Linderbaum and then one on the guard.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So we'll tie this up in a bow because they got a game tomorrow. We got to get him some rest tonight.
Definitely.
So any last words? Matter of fact, just let people know where to reach you out. You got your at there. That's for your Instagram, but the music and all that stuff, where to find it.
Yeah, you can find me on all platforms. Bandcamp, if you want to monetarily, you can buy my catalog there for people who's into vinyls and CDs and things of that nature. My name, Akil Ali L, is as prescribed right there. Is the same name on all platforms. On everything, Spotify, I'm on YouTube, and I'm gonna tear them up. I'm gonna think about this year real strong, leading into next year. I got a lot of different projects. I got a lot of mixed albums, in the cut. So I'm just kind of strategically dropping them. But I'm gonna finish out the year very active. I've been active all year, and going right into next year and just kind of keeping it going. I got some shows coming up. I got a big show coming up October 5th, a big festival up here in Buffalo. So man.
Yeah, most definitely. Shoot, well, it was a dope interview. I'm glad we got to sit down and talk with you for a little bit. Wasn't familiar with your game, but let me tell you, you was a dog on the field, my boy. Okay, because the highlights that I was watching, you should have for sure been playing on Sundays. All right.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah.
Definitely gonna tap in with your music, man. I got some boys that do music myself. They do a variety of things. Up your alley, up your lane as well. So try to get you guys together, get you guys coordinated. So maybe we can get some collabs and stuff going. West Coast, East Coast collab type shit going on, right, and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, really dope talking to you today.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, man.
With the stories, man. It was really dope meeting you.
Nah, thank you.
Yeah, my bad. Dog was tweaking in the back. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I greatly appreciate you stopping through, just chopping it up with us. I like listening to stories, and it's cool. Like now, I feel like there's more. Like your story mirrored mine, so that was very cool. Moving forward, like I told you, we got a whole nother. I want to get you on Gentleman's Talk and have the other conversation.
Right.
Because we got several different podcasts here. We go basketball. Gentleman's Talk is just more of a man space where we just talk our shit, have some fun with it.
Right.
But I know you said you gave him your music, football. I didn't get in. I laid off the Darrell Reeves stuff. I laid off.
Yeah. Nah, shit, go in. Listen, we all grown. I'm not biased, man. Those my guys. It's my brother.
No. Yeah. Everybody know who they watch the show. It's like, I got. That's just my. Whenever I really want to go nuts and go viral, I just start talking shit about Darrell Reeves.
Or
right.
But it's been dope, man. Appreciate you. Like I said, family always welcome to come through. We're going to. I gotta get, like I said, I want to have like a Rebel show where we just talk some shit about games we played and shit like that. So I'll keep you informed with that. So I know you got a game tomorrow.
Yes,
sir. Good luck with that. Good luck with
Thank
that. You. And keep coaching. And that's another thing. Like you're one of the guys that we need coaching. I'm tired of non-football people trying to coach football. It makes me sick. So just all that knowledge that you have, pass that on to the next generation. Let's create a dope-ass generation of football players moving forward.
Yes, sir.
And MCs. Because if you're like my boy, like how y'all talk about, we need rappers, we need artists, we need revolutionary minds like y'all's, you know what I'm saying, to push the culture of hip hop forward. So keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about guns and shaking ass all the time. Let's get on some conscious shit like we used to. There's a time and place for everything. But I think we have to elevate our consciousness a little bit, just get to another space.
Right. Definitely.
All right, so dope show. Appreciate everybody for stopping through that came through in the chat. Andre and all y'all in the chat. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Next week, it's been a Football Friday.
Yeah, come on, push your button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn